One of my favorite books is called The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And what The Idiot is about, in case if you don't know, it is Dostoevsky highlighting the incongruity that a purely good person who is genuinely good, who does things because he wants to help others, even if it comes at the cost of himself, and he is placed into what would have been modern day Moscow, Russia, in the mid 19th century was very cutthroat. It was very cold and ruthless. People were doing things they knew that they were wrong and that they were lies, but they did them anyways because that's what worked in that world. That is what um, that's what got you ahead. That is what benefited you the most. Being nice was of no utility. It did not do anything good for you. It only made you appear, and it also made you appear as an idiot. So, why am I talking about this? I don't think conservatives are aggressive enough. I think we are still too placid in our approach, uh, in our ability to really get a lot of controversy, getting it into the eyes of people, getting it into the hands of representatives of politicians. Conservatives, to a large degree, uh, whether it's conscious or subconscious, we just don't stoop to their level. We don't set things on fire when we don't get our way. We don't damage buildings when we lose. And for the most part, we are very unwilling to get personal, go after people's careers, get them fired, publicly shame them, um, print out flyers with people's prior arrest records, doxing. Conservatives just don't do that because we're not petty. They are the left. So I this much in the same way Dostoevsky was, where it's how much of ourselves do we preserve because we are held to a higher ethic than they are, versus the willingness to engage in sabotage, or in, maybe sabotage isn't the right word. Maybe it's willingness to not shut up about something until it is fully recognized to our satisfaction. What do I mean by that? What I was hoping, and there's still time, maybe it might still happen, but my demonstration on No Kings, I was hoping would garnish more attention, would get a fire lit under people. But for the most part, that hasn't happened. And so I'm going, okay, well, what is the issue? And I think the issue is that the conservatives are just we're too nice. We are. We are. There's a lot more lines that we are unwilling to cross, that the left will gleefully leap over. So, and I don't have an answer to this. I'm leaving this. I don't know. What are we willing to do in order to get people's attention to focus on what the left is doing? And I don't mean violence. I don't mean that at all. I mean, how much noise are we willing to make? Like, the left is obnoxious. Should we be just as obnoxious as them? Maybe. I don't know. I uh they are really good at campaigning, and they're really good at making sure everyone is on the same page. Because when they go down to those marches, when they go down to those protests, they're all saying the same things. And that cohesion that type of specific cohesion is largely lost on conservatives because we're all doing our own thing. Conservatives, by temperament, are decentralized. We don't like being told what to do. And that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing, in that it makes us ill equipped to really engage or defend ourselves against those who are willing to do what we are not. So it's just a thought. It's I'm not pointing fingers. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose is kind of having a more meta conversation. What it is that we lack specifically, which prevents the things that we're trying to highlight from gaining more traction and getting in the eyes of more people. I don't think we're obnoxious enough. I think we need to be more annoying. Not shutting up about things that are good examples of what it is that we're fighting against. I don't know. That's currently what I'm battling with in my head, is where we can improve our I guess activism, if you want to use that word. I'm not a big fan of that word, but how do we get better at bringing the things which we want to bring attention to, the violence of the left? How do we get that in front of more people, in the eyes of more people? Maybe we should be more annoying, and just not shutting up about it. That's what they do. They're still talking about January 6th. Like, conservatives just don't do that. We're not still talking about the Tea Party or the Occupy Wall Street 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Conservatives just move on too quickly. And I don't know why that is. But I don't have any answers. I'm just thinking out loud. And I would love input. I really would. So let me know what your thoughts are, what you think we could do to employ more engagement and to bring attention to the stuff that we're trying to. We've been doing this since October, and Antifa's been doing this since early, it was either early summer or late spring of 2025 when they started going down to the ICE facility regularly, and starting riots down there. It's been going on for a long time. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm starved for ideas.